See, my husky, he's moving. He wants to lay down. So I'm gonna have to give him his treat. When I don't want him to get up. I don't know, just getting warmer now. I feel like oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, hold on. What you guys get? You're wagging your tail like crazy. I'll give you guys one of these. So this one goes 2 locks. Here's first one here. Second one, where's Mushu? Hey. Lexi, you're gonna get. You're the last one to come in. I have other pieces, but you guys would have to come in. Come when I I have to fart. I don't know if I should fart sooner or later. It's gonna be like an atomic wedgie. Atomic fruit pebble. I don't know. Lux. Let's read.
It's in the game.
The seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Happy to be on hand. I'm Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis. And before we kick, partner, your keys to the game, please.
Well, my keys are on the defensive side of the ball for both teams. And the big one, making sure you avoid giving up the big play. These safeties are going to get tested all game long. Their job, keep the ball in front of them, tackle people, make them run extra plays in order to try and score.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And led out by their veteran quarterback. He's been around a while. They don't celebrate birthdays for him. They just cut him up, see how many rings he's got around the middle. He has been in the league a long time. First play, first pass for Brady. That's complete to Hutchinson. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved. Able to do it successfully.
Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says our guy is better than your guys. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. It's going to involve multiple people. And right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better.
Delay of game, offense.
So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
Let's go now.
Inside give to Dickerson. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Here's Brady to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation. And understanding what their team was capable of.
Delay of game, offense.
Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards.
Still first down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Now Brady. Going to throw right side here, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
10 at the 13-yard line.
Well, another completion right there. And again, Charles, good time in the pocket. That offensive line on this opening drive been really solid.
They've been more than solid. They've really tamped down the pass rush and kept him safe in the pocket, able to look around, find his target, and deliver. He's got to make sure he tells the offensive line in the huddle, thanks, fellas. Let's keep it going.
Going to give it up the middle. Here's Dickerson. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
We're scoreless after one. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football, as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up.
Here we go, Shaq.
Dickerson on the handoff. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL, and all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Ready? 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
They'll try and run for it here with Dickerson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Eric Dickerson, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Lions post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
Like what we saw right there, good running down near the goal line, because that was a really good drive. They were able to possess the ball, have some early success moving it downfield, and then clearly the most important thing, finishing things off with the ball in the end zone.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run.
Brandon McManus set to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Looking to put a drive together. Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Stafford. That's swung out wide to Harris. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
4 yards. And the Cowboys first down.
Throwing is Stafford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
Stealing is actually legal. Yeah. Stealing is actually legal. 9-4. We
Okay,
So the
ready?
ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Ready?
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Offense.
Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Noah Fant, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bullying his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Brandon McManus set to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
A gain of 12.
Now Stafford.
And the Cowboy first down.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
It's second down.
To throw is Stafford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Lions have recovered.
Okay, after those first 2 drives, I think there's a head coach who's going to be called for CSI. They're going to want some forensics on this. What is going on with this ball club? Unable to hold on to the football and take care of it.
Yeah, 2 straight fumbles for them to start out.
Yeah, you would think that this team would come in ready to go. Sometimes just mentally not prepared, and it shows up in these types of plays.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
Dickerson, the ball carrier.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 12-yard line.
Here's Eric Dickerson. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Eric Dickerson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Now McManus for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone.
Brandon McManus set to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Oh, able to avoid him. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And the Cowboys going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Stafford now to throw. That complete to Downs. They'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4 at the 29-yard line.
The final shot before the break, Stafford. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
Brandon McManus set to kick off.
It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
And he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Here's Stafford. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Give him 22 there on the third down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. From the gun on third down, Stafford. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. They call it a loss of a yard there. And it'll be 4th down.
Now, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but if you look at the great linebackers in history, they all have that ability to innately sense where a play is going, sometimes even before the ball snapped, and they're there, and they end up making the play.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
56 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Let's go. Viking 18. Go.
A carry for Dickerson. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. They'll run now with Dickerson. And this will wind up a Lions first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line. 4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Running it with Dickerson. Pushing through the contact. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On first down, Dickerson. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1 yard gain.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Here we go. Here we go. Cougar 19.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. 2nd down and 8. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And bulldozing his way through. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
Detroit Lions, first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Now flags, and we're going to get a delay of game. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
They're able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
2nd and 12, operating from the 39. Brady going to throw here. This is Fant on the short completion. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
60 by 6, 60.
They'll run on first down. Dickerson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on first down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the first down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to second and one is probably better than picking up the first down because in college football, the clock stops with every first down and actually aids the defense in that situation.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
No, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So that'll do it from here for Charles Davis and the rest of our crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com/Madden. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.